We now turn to live analysis with political expert and UNM professor Gabe Sanchez.
Gabe, thanks so much for being with us.
Always
First
a
of all,
pleasure.
the big story of the night, Lujan Grisham rolls to victory, a commanding victory. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, there was never a question about whether she would win, but this big of a margin of victory, pretty surprising. Keep in mind, the Albuquerque Journal poll had her at about 57%. Now she's approaching 70% in actual victory. That's a commanding lead. I think she's got to be very happy this evening.
How did she get there? What's the secret sauce? I mean, clearly she's been in government for a long time. She's been in Congress for 3 terms now. How does she pull this off against a couple of contenders who were coming pretty hard at her?
Absolutely. I mean, she's got name recognition and a trusted name. New Mexicans know her well. She's been, a cabinet secretary, I believe, under 3 different governors, different parties, very successful member of Congress. She essentially had it all in terms of experience. She's had a very tough week, however, with the opposition really tagging her pretty hard. She's weathered that, and if anything, has really rebounded. And I think it's a good sign for her moving into the general.
Well, let's talk about that, because her competitors were bringing up, some would say out of desperation, others would say just a great political strategy, bringing up her association with Delta, this consulting firm that had state contracts to create a high-risk healthcare pool for the state. So
Correct.
she was involved in this business, made money from it. It was clearly something that did not resonate with voters to the degree that it cost her here in the primary.
Right.
Will it cost her in the general?
That's to be determined. Obviously, this isn't going anywhere. I think Pierce has probably studied this, and his team probably has more ammunition here. However, given the fact that it really didn't have any traction here, I think what Democratic voters are telling us is they essentially casted their ballot to see who they felt had the best chance of beating Pierce in the general. So it's a good sign for her. However, this isn't going anywhere. It's still going to be hanging in the air. I think, however, for her, it's good that it came out early. She's already been able to address some of this, and hopefully she's thinking this will be put to bed and then move on to the issues in the general.
And a number of months now between now and the general, and she has a well-funded opponent as well.
That's right. That's the biggest advantage that Pierce has.
Yeah.
He hasn't had to go through a primary, and he's got a lot of money to spend. Keep in mind, there'll be tons of out-of-state money coming in through the super PACs, so it's going to be an expensive race. Definitely, we're looking forward to talking about that, I'm sure, as we get closer to the
Okay.